framework and how it executes on the server. So once your custom business logic has been integrated into Dynamics 365 for customer engagement apps, it can be executed synchronously as a part of the main Dynamics 365 customer engagement apps execution path or asynchronously by manage queue. So synchronous means that the plugin will be executed along with the main operation. So what does asynchronous means? That it will not execute at the same time when your main operation is being executed. So there might be a delay in executing your plugin code. So having said that, let us now understand what are the key features of Event Framework. So Event Framework provides an improved event processing subsystem. It has Event Framework API and API for deployment of plugins and custom workflow activities, and it will provide you a mechanism to set the synchronous and asynchronous execution of plugins. So you will have ability to decide whether you want to trigger a plugin synchronously or asynchronously. If you don't understand like 100% of the theory, don't worry, we will see key differences between synchronous and asynchronous, at what point you are deciding whether you are registering a plugin synchronously or asynchronously, and along with other registration tasks that you will see our upcoming videos. So having said that, now you can understand how important it is for you to understand the plugin registration part in detail, because all these features, all this ability, you will be defining when at the time of registering the plugin. So that was our module number 2. I hope that you now have a very clear and concise idea at what places you can register your plugin, how you can modify the server functionality. So that is all about this video. In our next video, we will understand the event execution pipeline in detail. See you everyone, and welcome back to this Microsoft Dynamics 365 plugin development course. This is module number 2, that is fundamentals of plugin development, and in this video we will understand event execution pipeline. In the previous video we have understood what is an event framework in Dynamics 365, and in this video we will understand what is event execution pipeline in Dynamics 365. As we have already seen that with Dynamics 365 for customer engagement apps, you have the ability to extend or customize the functionality of the server through integration of your custom business logic. And in previous video we have seen that Dynamics 365 platform gives you mainly three places where you can register your custom business logic, that is pre-validation stage and pre-operation stage, and lastly it after the core operation at post-operation stage in Dynamics 365. So let us now understand how it executes in pipeline. So whenever you perform an action on the Dynamics 365 supported clients, that will in turn subscribe to an event, and that will be handled by a web service called Organization Web Service, which is part of Dynamics 365 server. And the event pipeline allows you to configure when in the event plugin code will execute. So let us now understand this with the help of a diagram. So what happens on the server when you perform an operation on Dynamics 365 clients? So whenever you take an action on Dynamics 365 client, then it will subscribe to an event. Event will be handled by Organization Web Service. Web Service will create an Organization Web Service request object that will be passed to a pre-validation stage. And in pre-validation stage, the Dynamics 365 server first will check, are there any plugin registered in pre-validation stage that matches the context, message type and entity for which the event has been raised. If the server does not find any such plugins, then it will update the Organization Web Service request message and passes that updated request message to the next stage. But let us suppose if there are any plugin registered that matches message type and entity for which the event has been raised, then it will first execute that plugin code under the user context for which the plugin is registered, and after its execution is completed, then again it will update the Organization Web Service request message, and that updated request message will be passed on to next stage. And once your pre-validation stage is completed, then your database transaction starts on Dynamics 365 server. So the first stage in database transaction is pre-operation stage. So pre-operation stage will receive that updated web service request message, Then it will first check, are there any plugin registered on pre-operation stage which matches the context, that is message type and entity for which the event has been raised. If the server does not find any such plugins, then it again updates the organization web service request message and passes that updated request message to the next stage. But if the server finds there are such plugins registered in pre-operation stage that the entity type, then it will first execute that plugin under the user context for which the plugin is registered, and then if the context user is having all the required access on the entity, all the attributes and that are present in your custom code. If user does not have access to any one of the attribute or the field that is being utilized in your plugin code and the context entity, then it will raise an insufficient privilege exception, and that exception will be passed in the response data, and that response data will contain the exception along with any profiling data, and passes that response data along with the exception back to the Dynamics 365 client. Let us suppose if user is having all required access to the entity and attributes, then it will update the organization web service and passes that updated web service request message to the next stage. So here you need to understand that the first time when the security check is performed is pre-operation stage, while on pre-validation stage there are no such security validations carried out. This is simply because of the fact that all your required access and privileges information are stored in database. So that is why the first time when the user security related checks are performed in the pre-operation stage, not in the pre-validation stage. What happens next? So the updated organization web service request message is passed on to the main operation stage, where it will first check if there are any impersonation already in place. That means impersonation concept we are going to see in our advanced plugin concept, but for us, for your understanding, I am making it very simple that whenever the logged in user has granted some other user to act on his behalf, those kind of permissions you can set in Dynamics 365. So if the logged in user has set any such permissions, then it will apply the impersonation, and then the impersonated user, then the platform will check the impersonated user has access to all required entities and attributes within the scope of plugin. Then if user does not have required access to all the entities and attributes, then it will again raise the insufficient privilege exception, and that exception will be passed in the response message along with the exception details and profiling data if any, and that will response message will be sent back to the D365 client. The user has all required access to the entity and its attribute, then the system will process on the organization request message, and in turn it will generate a response out of it. So main operation stage is where the platform will process the organization web service request and generate a response out of it. So now that response message will be passed to the next stage, that is post operation stage. Here the platform will first check what is the type of the plugin. If the plugin is asynchronous, then that response message will be passed to the asynchronous queue, and it will create a system job in the Dynamics 365 instance, and that system job will be handled by the asynchronous service of the Dynamics 365 server. If the plugin is synchronous, then again the platform will first check, are there any plugin registered in post operation stage which matches the message type and entity for which the event has been raised. If the platform does not find any such plugins, then it will update the organization web service response message, and that updated response message will be passed back to the Dynamics 365 web service client. But if there are such plugins found in the system, then it will execute that plugin code under the user's context for which the plugin is registered, and then it will check if the user is having access to all required entities and attributes that are in the scope of that plugin. If user does not have such privileges, then